Bing, 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 bing. It's live. I think it's live. Here we are. It is the marketing meeting, which I haven't managed to get. I haven't managed to get to for the last 2 weeks. Once I was away on annual leave, and then last week, because they just kept on having meetings in the NHS.
Last week, none of us showed up, so it's fine.
Yeah, well, then it was a bank holiday the previous Monday, wasn't it? Yeah. So there we go. Marufa's here. Sam's here. Yes. Well, Federico may rejoin us shortly. Let's just do that thing that we often do at the beginning of meetings, where we put items on the agenda. Yes. I guess things on my mind are that we have potentially another marketing intern.
Yes.
Who is, I think, French, and is offering to work for like 4 months full time over the summer. I should put that as a separate thing in the room. And so there's an action item. In order for that to go through, I have to there's some paperwork I need to send back for, or whether there is an action item there. Maybe that should be. Which is whatever the institution that this person works for, they need some paperwork done. So that's a good development. We've got, Federico, if he was here, we'll be talking about we've got the ABC podcast is about to come out and go live, and my potentially my appearance on Ruby Roads will go out, where I'm talking about that we have a podcast and so on. So maybe that will drive some traffic to the site. But no actions required there. It's Federico is getting the podcast sorted. Yeah. And yes, that's there. I've kind of got I've got action items coming out of my ears from all different other sorts of meetings and so on, but that's what those are the immediate things on the top of my head on marketing. Marufa, what's on your mind?
The newsletter.
Yes.
I'm thinking of pushing forward with the questionnaire and focus group survey to get feedback.
Uh-huh.
And what's the third thing? It's gone out of my head. The third thing that I wanted to talk about. Yes, I remember now. Email campaign.
Right. Hmm. Cool. So, let's start with your things. So the newsletter, right. You say, have you got enough material for the newsletter at the moment?
Okay, so I've put 2 articles up.
Yes.
Which was on NHS, and what was the other one? The wiki ad, or no, education wiki dashboard. That one.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I've done those 2. Federico said that we should hold off doing another one until our meeting.
Sure.
And then Lara, I think she said that she would give me something on what's it called, Met Plus.
Met Plus.
But I'm thinking, if you guys are talking about podcasts, it might be better to do an article on the podcast.
Yeah.
So that could push that forward instead, so it's all in line.
Yeah.
And we can take whatever's happening with Met Plus for the following month.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that might be better.
That's
and if you scroll up, if you scroll up on this, can you see where I wrote become a premium member? I was thinking, compared to what we did for the first newsletter, if we have a consistent message, it's really important. So if we continuously have get started now, begin coding continuously, that's why I think a little paragraph, and that should be in all our newsletters, because I just want the same kind of message. And so that was what I've done for the newsletter. And I think Lara wanted to do an A/B testing. I've never done one. I'd be more than happy to do one, but I don't know how to do one.
Yeah. Yes.
So.
Well, then, so she's away this week. I guess it's the last week of April. We're really sort of almost. Yeah. Yes, so we should, if we can try and get it out this week, that would be nice, I guess.
Yeah.
I think we probably should.
I think.
Go on.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe because of Lara's timetable, we could just get this one out, the same platform layout template.
A/B testing.
And then
Okay. What I notice is that this template is on MailChimp rather than on Elastic.
Is it on MailChimp? Oh God, I did it last minute. Okay, I'll go do it on Elastic Mail. I was thinking, why is it so easy to do it? Okay, I'm so sorry. When you said has a newsletter going on, like, oh God, I should put it on. Okay, I'm sorry. That was complete confusion.
Easily done. Hopefully, it shouldn't be too difficult to move it across, in that you can copy and paste or.
It's really simple. It's gonna take me 5 minutes. I'll do it after our meeting.
Because you can get the underlying if you need. Anyway, yeah. Okay. So cool.
Oh
yeah.
Gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I did that.
No problem. I mean, interestingly, talking to some friends who use MailChimp, is actually the way that they are saying that they got around the sort of 2,000 people limit was that they just created 2 MailChimp accounts, and then they're doing the sending across like that, which is another way to do it. I was sort of telling about Elastic Mail and how they had a different sort of limit based on the number of things. So move news letter to Elastic Mail. So I guess I won't do any. I won't start editing here. I'll let you move that over.
Yeah, I'll get it done after I meet.
Yeah.
Then
Okay.
You guys could have it.
Yeah. Great. Okay. So there's newsletter.
And if you could also, sorry, I just go back to the newsletter. For the third article, if you have something you want to, like a blog or anything on the podcast, so that I can use it to write an article.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Indeed. I think that the thing to do. Yeah, I mean, I love things, but if we can, there's the agile. I'll just see so you know what it is. I know you're already in there.
So I should look through the channel and then find information. That's
fine.
I
mean, it's kind of it's a bit messy. Okay. The thing in particular to look for is that Federico just posted a kind of demo version of what the first it's like this thing here.
Okay.
Which we just talked about taking out the kettle drums or what have you, but yeah. So this. If you listened to this podcast, that will sort of tell you all about. This is the first one, the intros, and we introduce everybody and we talk about what it's supposed to be and this and another. So yeah, I think that listening to that will probably be great. Research. Yeah, probably the fastest way of getting. Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah. I just wanted to know. That's why I did with Wiki, and I just read through the channel to find information. Yes, so it's fine.
Yeah, and I'll have a Okay, so that's the newsletter in process. The questionnaire and the survey. Anything that you need to tell me about, or are you blocked on? Go on.
Okay, so I've made all the templates, the 3 templates, and I think Federico was supposed to be right. So if anyone can look at it and think of better questions or anything, I'd be more than happy.
Right,
that's the only thing I want.
Right, where are the templates and things, the questions?
Okay, so if you go to Trello and it says competitors and surveys, and it's on. Oh, I can't see. Give me 1 second. Sorry. I'm gonna. Where are you? Ask customers. Give me. I think what I need to do is share my screen. Can you see my screen? And it's here.
Yeah, it's coming,
and it's this one, and it's this. So I have done 3 templates. Okay, and what I wanted to talk about was on. Sorry, can you bear with me? I just want to stop sharing. It gets really confusing. The other thing I was going to talk about is on one of our channels. I think it was the new marketing intern who was talking about. Oh, I'm sorry, just bear with me.
Sorry.
And where was it? Community channel. That's it. Where's the channel? Where was it? I can't see. Okay, community talk. Yeah. And he was talking about. Someone was talking about donations and everything, and then someone replied back about the idea of one-off pairings.
One-off.
So that got me
donations or pairing.
One-off they said, let me just read, sorry, give me a second. Another idea to bring money is offering one-off code reviews or pairing sessions.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, so I was thinking it'd be a really good idea to do a questionnaire to get these kind of ideas coming in through our questionnaires, because it's 1 or 2 people giving it, which is fantastic, but I feel like it'd be good to have like some data showing what people want and need, what are whoever are free members, what they're willing to pay. If they're not willing to pay for a 1 month, I think maybe they'll be willing to pay for the one-off fees, and it'd be nice to get kind of a bulk of ideas rather than just 1 or 2 people just popping up with brainstorms, because I think that would help improve the service, and then in line help with the pricing and so forth. So, and also I would really like to getting that experience of doing, I've never done a questionnaire, and the other thing I wanted to say is the way in which we should go forward with doing a questionnaire or focus group. I'm willing to give my time in the sense that if I can gather people together to do a focus group, maybe do mentors or project managers, and we can have a discussion, that would be great to improve. That's one type of thing I can do. And the other one would be with the questionnaires, we can push forward with, if I can, there's certain channels like MetPlus, WikiLeaks, whatever, and I can just say to them, go onto their channels and say, please, can you guys do this questionnaire, and give, like the way universities do, they send individuals questionnaires rather than doing it through like survey app, and then say, guys, would you please filling, and we can basically through word of mouth getting myself and getting project managers, everyone to say do the questionnaires. Especially the third template that I did was really focusing on improving how each project is being done, like the way modules, after you do a module they do a review. So I was thinking on those lines. So that's why I have 3. And I'm like, if the other intern is willing to do full-time, I'm, after these 2 weeks, I'll be willing to do full-time as well, in the sense. I do it anyway, but like,
no, that's
push
great.
it forward. I'm
sure, That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I've just in the background managed to relog into Trello, and so just which is the ticket that I should be looking at for
first
the
one? Can you scroll up?
Oh, competitors survey. This is the one.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And it's the second one.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. So this, and so we've got this at the moment. It's view only. So do you want to maybe adjust it so that we could make it collaboratively editable? If you share your screen, I can show you how to do that.
Okay, give me a second. Sorry, Sam.
Hey, no problem.
Okay, I'm here.
All right, yeah. So if you're looking at the document yourself, click on share. Now, what I often do, there's a little at the bottom. Don't worry about that. Go to the bottom. This is advanced, where you've got click on advanced. Then where it says anyone who has the link can view. Click on change. Can you see it says who has access? Click on the change there. Yep. And then now where it says access anyone, no sign in required, can view. If you click on that where it says can view, there's a little down thing there. If you change that to can edit, and you do save, then now if I reload this page on my side, then in principle I can add comments. I can, and myself and Federico, and we'll be able to.
I'll press done.
Yeah, it's done. And so if you look on my side now, then you see that my view of if you look on my screen, you can see my view of the document. I can now start typing things in here like this.
Thank you.
Like so. So yeah, that'll mean we can. And what I can do here actually to highlight to people is I can say, let's go back to the marketing channel, and I can put this in here, and I'll say, well, I guess I'll put it in the meeting notes, but we can do like here. Marufa has a draft version of a questionnaire for our users who input. Very welcome.
Yeah. So I made one question and one for like general questionnaire. That's template 1. The other template 2 was the focus group, and template 3 was like a review for each like project. So I was thinking of the line of, if it's a module, how would they review it to improve the service? And that's how I went forward for that. So they're like 3 different types.
Cool.
And I don't mind putting all 3 forward.
Sure.
Gaining those data. So it'd be quite interesting.
Absolutely, yes. I think you know, absolutely. The more data we can get, the better. And it's yes, we should certainly do some iterations on, you know, get feedback from different people in the marketing team for the, you know, the actual questionnaires. And there's always that balance, isn't there, when doing questionnaire of, you know, you want to get lots of data, so there's lots of questions, versus knowing that the longer the questionnaire, the fewer the people will be that fill it out. And there's a certain extent to which, you know, you get some data from the people who are willing to fill out, but then you don't get other data. But yes, one of many tools that we want to use to try and get more information about our users. And I mean, the other things being equal, I would dive in and start giving you immediate feedback. But this NHS project is kind of, you know,
pushing.
Well, it's I was telling people in the Scrum. So soft launch on May the 4th and hard launch on May the 12th, and this is something that they, I mean, whether it happens or not, because it's a lot about changing the culture of collaboration in the NHS, and maybe all the different groups are just not really going to want to use a public wiki. But we're good. If it is
changing perception.
Yeah, I mean, if it takes off, you know, it's going to be potentially quite a high profile thing for Agile Ventures. You know, like in a future newsletter, when the site's gone live, we can be pointing people and saying, look, here's a system that Agile Ventures have provided for the NHS, and hopefully going successfully. And
that's it, how we've got it. So we can make people's minds. It will happen. I do think it looks quite amazing. Yeah, I do optimistic about these things.
Yeah, no, got to be positive. No, I think it's I think it has every chance of success in a slow, steady building sort of fashion. I'm talking to lots of, they put me in contact with all these different people around the country in London doing different things related to this idea of social prescribing, which, you know, there's energy behind it. I think there's just now, for me, it's like this big list of like things that I must do, you know, like legal and, you know, this, that, and the other. And I'm kind of like, because it has a good positive chance, I just mustn't drop the ball on it. That's what I'm saying.
I think what's interesting, what you just said, is the fact that you're speaking to people all around the country. So I think for a small region in a hospital, who might not really be talking to someone up north or down south, they would, that would change their minds. It's not just internally, but the fact that their information is valued for someone. And once they understand that, it would be a different ballgame completely. So I think it's quite fantastic that you've highlighted that, noticed that, and once they realize, it will work, I think.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Absolutely. Good show. So I think we've got the action item for is there for. Go on.
I was going to say, so for the questionnaire, so someone to review it and then finding what platform should I be sending it out on, if it should be through email or like SurveyMonkey, and trying to make a timetable to arrange a meeting with people for the focus group as well, because I want to do both. I think quantitative and qualitative data would really, we've got the time, so hopefully once we can get people together.
All right, so I've got those in to the end. I've kind of, what I do feel is it's funny, like we've got the Trello board and then we've got these notes, and then I've just been so like the process of making sure that we, like, ideally what we should be doing in some ways at the beginning of each meeting is reviewing the previous action items. I think we need to get back to that.
We usually do.
We do, yeah. I mean, I'm at fault for not having done it this time, and
I think it was just last week. No one was available. It was quite it's one of those.
It happens. That's fine.
Yeah, but we've been quite consistent, I think. Things have been getting done.
But they are. You guys have been good. I just know I've been missing action items, but so this is anyway. So that's question and survey. Email campaign, is that something different from either of these first?
Yes, that's something.
Yes. So do you want to tell me about?
I haven't done anything, but it's an idea that I want to push forward, and it's really what you said a few weeks ago in one of our meetings about there's a list of all these charities, and maybe we should be going and approaching them.
Oh, okay.
And I was against the idea, but I was quite resilient in the sense that maybe we're it's like too broad and too general. We're giving our letters out to anyone and everyone, and maybe should narrow it down. But I realized that might be the way forward, because everything we do is giving it to a large volume and getting even 10%, a small portion coming back, and it's and that's what we need again with the charities. So I was thinking, I've never done again an email campaign, and so I think it'd be a good experience for me, and also something that would be potential open up more projects. So it's something I would like to try. I haven't thought of a strategy yet, but that's what I want to work on as well.
Yeah, it's definitely something to think about. I mean, we've got effectively a sort of a campaign towards non-profits that we've got going through Google AdWords, and the quality of the leads that we're getting that way do not seem very strong, in that we get these emails. We've tried, a few different ways of responding and saying, oh, like I've tried several different ways. No one has ever responded to any of our, people have emailed us. There's now about 10 or 15. No one's ever responded to our follow-up emails. So yeah, there's definitely room for a campaign like we're describing. I think what's really interesting, what I'll bring up, and I don't know if you saw this was sent to me by people, is that two things. One is that I did create this, that was last week, is I created the business plan, the sort of document. And I've got the link to these people. Well, so we've got these, there are companies that target delivering solutions for charities, and Raising IT is a UK one. And then there's this whole thing about the two different kinds of markets that we're looking at. But then, so the interesting thing is, I don't know who this Transform Foundation is, but they're kind of partnered up with Raising IT, and what they're doing is they've got this website grants thing. So they're saying, it's interesting actually, because it sounds like, oh, you get some money, but then actually what it is that what they're saying is, if you're a charity and you apply for this money, I think the Transform Foundation will not give the money to the charity, they'll give the money to Raising IT to build, to sort of work with you as a charity to get your website set up.
Okay.
And I think the interesting thing about this, we don't get it initially. Right. I mean, immediately when I was looking at this, I was thinking, oh, we could apply for this funding, but actually we've got lots of website specialists. We don't. I mean, it might be fun to do it with Raising IT, but in some ways, if we're reaching out to, Raising IT is providing a service that, which is websites for charities, that we're also sort of offering, right? I mean, we are offering, right? Websites, projects, apps, and so on. So it's just interesting to think about the way that they've done this. Part of what we're doing is we can do, by using volunteers, we can offer it for free. That it occurs to me that we could be saying, this is a big thing with Agile Ventures, we keep on saying we'll do this stuff for free, but what we could be doing is, rather than saying, oh, we've got a lot of volunteers who will work on your project for free, what we could say is we could cost up, if the volunteers were being paid for their time, and say oh, you could have £3,000 worth of work done for you through this frame. Do you know what I mean? And then sort of present it as something that charities applied to us for funding, and then we assign them groups of volunteers. Does that make any sense?
So what they did is team up with Raising IT, and we should. You're saying that Agile Ventures should start lining up with someone so that we can get. Well, I don't know that we need to team up with anybody necessarily. What I was just thinking about, within ourselves.
What I'm more saying, it's about, if we're doing the email campaign, right? It's about what's the message that one is sending out in that campaign. So the email campaign message, could be, it's do you have are you a charity that needs a website, right?
Yes.
I mean, and it could be then if the answer is yes, we can do some free work and even some paid work. right? I mean, that's one way the sort of communication can operate. But what's interesting about this sort of narrative, like if we look at our non-profit side, you know, that's sort of what's going on here. We're kind of saying, like, you know, we do these things for non-profits. If you're a non-profit or a charity who needs these things, then, you know, we can offer you, we kind of don't say free here, we say at lower cost and what have you. But the interesting thing is, what these guys have done here with this is, this question is still, you know, are you a charity that needs a website? They've then gone and said, you know, do you want a grant for your website? See what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
I mean, and the why I think this is really clever from like Raising IT and the Transform Fund, well, at least for Raising IT, is because, I mean, particularly if Transform Foundation is actually giving this money to Raising IT, then for everybody who applies and then they do this, Raising IT is getting lots of money, right? But so if they build the basic website and whatever and do all the design consultancy for that 18,000, charities who are then happy with that are going to be repeat customers with Raising IT.
Yes.
Right? You know, it's like I mean, potentially we could be teaming up with, like, I mean, I'm applying to foundations for grants. I mean, if we did get a grant, this, rather than just using that money to pay people and sort of do whatever, this kind of, what's it, marketing approach makes some sense, doesn't it?
This, I think, is so much better, because right now we all our resources are free, all our working, I don't know, everything is free, and we don't have no stability. And this will give some kind of fixed income coming in, and it will just, I mean, I think this would be, and we don't need to do 18K, like you said, 3 even.
Or yeah, whatever happens to be. Yeah, I mean,
whatever happens.
I mean, they're saying funding of up to 18,000 to cover the strategy, design, build, content, training, quality assurance, and launch of a new mobile optimized website with sophisticated marketing, fundraising. I mean, Raising IT.
Exactly what we do.
I mean, and Raising IT have got this. I mean, you know, I mean, this comes down to like the whole issue of our business is, can we compete with like these guys while also competing with these guys? I mean, that's the kind of, we're kind of in the middle between these two things. We're trying to provide both the learning experience for developers and marketeers like yourself and project managers and so on, at the same time, while, you know, trying to provide services to charities and organizations. So it's kind of, we got to, in the long term, maybe something we'll have to give somewhere, or maybe we can get a really sweet spot somewhere in the middle that no one else, you know, existed. So that's,
I think we're in a nice situation, because we're saying we won't be teaching people to code like from scratch. It's after they've done their free coding thing. And we're saying the same with the what's it called, the non-profit, saying that we will provide you with resources and softwares for free. And that's nowhere else in the market is offering that. They're offering finance, they're offering support through grants, or they're offering a small amount of work, but not the complete project. We're saying we can start from the beginning, because it's open source, it's from open to end. I think we're offering a wider platform for them, but it's not coming across. It doesn't show.
And so I think the idea of the email campaign is great. And then as we're thinking about it, like how we present, the way we reach out, do we reach out and just say, you need some work done for your charity and we can do it, and sometimes we can do it for free, or do we present it as, you're a charity and we'll offer you I mean, if we turn it into, I think this is the thing that I noticed with stuff on Agile Ventures, is in principle anybody can get involved in anything, right? But actually people take it more seriously if they have to apply for something. Do you know what I mean? Like if we say we need 5 project managers and I'm just asking in Slack, is different from if I kind of advertise, here's 5 project manager positions. Even if they're unpaid, people kind of like, they're like, oh, okay, that's what it is. They can kind of read the job and this. I think this has been my mistake. But right, go on.
Yeah, I do think that's the same with marketing. If you say you can just do it, it's not the same as if you have to push yourself. Like for me to get a job, I need to do work for free, and then I have to, and it's the same, I feel like, for developers as well.
Right.
And to compete, they need to know that there's, like Federico, you have said that there's more volunteers than there is project, and they should be aware of that. They shouldn't take it as, oh, I can do this for a bit and then leave.
Right.
They should feel some sort of accountability on their side. And sometimes what I worry about is that mindset that, oh, if I don't want to do it, I'm just going to go.
Right.
They should feel some sort of you know, compulsion. They should feel like they should be doing it. Like you can do a course and you can leave halfway, but you actually feel bound to stay until the end. And that should be the same with a project.
Right.
So
and
if you
both for the client and for the developers, like, you know, at the moment in the past, what we've done is we just sort of like, you know, we kind of like ad hocly connect the client and the developers, and you know that sometimes it sticks and sometimes it doesn't. Whereas if the clients are kind of like applying for this thing and they get accepted into the program, and similarly with the developers, and we will still have a wide door of accepting people, but I think, you know, making it, rather than just saying, hey, sign up for this free stuff, saying, hey, you can apply for this great thing, and kind of changes the dialogue and makes it people take it more seriously. If that
you just add that on the list, like apply for.
Right.
Because then I'm going to start working on a template. So I wanted to say is, can you show me a template that you've been giving to a charity, and I can work from that rather than me starting right from the beginning? Because I can intertwine all of this into a campaign. So I can make 2 or 3 like email like letter or something, and then I can show you everyone, and then we can move forward. That'd be good. And I do think, again, when we do, that's what I was trying to say when we were doing, me and Federico were looking at the news, new members. Maybe we should use this as a platform for, I was thinking of using it as a live chat, kind of a way of like persuading them, upgrading. But it could be another way of like, there's 5 seats available now for this project. Instead of just saying, there's these small projects and you can join this one or you can join this one. In that new member channel, we can say there's a program, no matter how small, and we can say, because you were saying the small projects are more fun and more people are willing to join the small ones, so we can market that and show how wow that project, whatever that is, and then say there's only 5 availabilities and these are the 5 tasks, and you've got a set date to finish that by. Because right now there's no set dates and there's no, it's that jumbled feeling.
Right, it's a bit ad hoc, and I think, yes, I mean I think people will appreciate more structure. Yeah, cool. Well, I better get, I think we've covered the things we need to cover, and I better get on and do some more of this NHS stuff. But great to catch up with you today, and potentially we can do the same on Thursday, assuming that you're free. Yes. Is there anything else that I'll take these notes now, post them into the.
Before you go, do you want to say anything about the marketing intern, or was that it?
Well, I guess what we need to do here is I need to send this, like, she's asking me for, like, this information here, legal representative of the company and so on, and then intern supervisor, and I was just thinking, I guess I'd love to put down, like, Laura as opposed to me as but she's away and I should probably get her. So I'm just, anyway, it's just, I think I need to do that. And I was almost thinking I could pass that off to you, but probably it's, I will just do it. And I'll probably put myself down for both of them and it'll be fun. So I think, I think,
just saying, if she's going to do full-time marketing, and I'd rather get intense experience as well, because there's loads to do, and I'd be more than happy to do that as well and get as much done, and there's loads to be done. So
yeah, sounds great. I mean, she's saying I asked her about how much time she wanted to do it. She said 7 hours per day, 5 days a week, and I think the dates that she wants to do it for, I think that basically it's like four months: May, June, July, August. 4 months, is that right? Yeah, from 1st of May to 31st of August. I think that's often what the internships are. I mean, I think the only concern I have is making sure that both you and her, for doing all the great work you're doing, you're getting feedback on that work. But I think, so Matt's in the marketing channel giving you some comments on the draft templates there. So hopefully, between the few of us, we can make sure that for both you and the new person, we can make sure you keep getting feedback on all of your work.
Yeah, there's a few things I want to get done, and it is vitally experience that I can demonstrate when I do applications that I've done this and it's this example. So yeah, but
Great.
also, yeah. Thank you.
Wonderful. Great stuff, Maria. Lovely to catch up with you. Congratulations on the new job, and I'll maybe speak to you on Thursday.
Yeah. Bye.
Right, bye.
Good luck.
Take care.